I'm exhausted and defeated, and I need a break. And thinking about, like, oh my God, am I not gonna get this break? Oh, what do I do? I'm drained. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm just tired.
Welcome back, family. Here's the highly requested Part 2 video on our previous girl who thinks that she is too special to be replaced by her ex-husband. Today, we are going to see what she is really made of. This first clip will show you how the mind of girls that belong to the streets really work. Let's watch.
Let me go a little bit more into the bureaucracy, and the paperwork and how difficult it is to get a divorce. And I guess they do it to deter you from actually getting a divorce, and maybe it's easier to work things out. At the end of the day, we're animals. Are animals with each other for the rest of their lives? Like, is there like one lion and another lion, and they mate and they are a family for the rest of their lives? Or does the lion go, and they have different partners? I think I've heard that only penguins are monogamous. So it just makes me think, like, it shouldn't be so freaking difficult to get a divorce. It really shouldn't. I think it goes against our nature. Maybe we are supposed to be with a lot of people. This one person for the rest of your life is something that we really need to, like, cut out. What do you think?
I think that you belong to the streets. I think that you are insane. I think that your husband shouldn't have married you. I think that you deserve nothing, and I will let my people tell you exactly what they really think about you in the comments section. Now, before we enjoy some sweet tears, let's watch how this woman's mind go crazy to have an idea of all the BS her ex-husband endured during the marriage.
I wanted to share another thing, like something that I do. I have these like internal fantasies, or like, how do you explain them? Like when you invent stories in your mind, like the anxiety. And today, H is going back to Mexico. He's leaving Miami, and I started fantasizing, having this crazy story that he's going to decide to come here to help me. And I had to stop myself in the middle and say, Melanie, stop it. Stop it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Don't even go there. Because then what happens, and this is one of the faults in my relationship, is those fantasies, I start feeling those feelings and I bring them into like real life. And I feel the resentment towards him because of my fantasy. And that's not good.
She is literally fighting someone for something that never happened. You cannot get crazier than that. Fellas, be aware of the woman who doesn't want any kind of structure in her life. Let me show you an example of what I mean.
I'm going to talk a little bit still about the comments that I'm getting, trying to keep an open mind and listening to everyone's thoughts. And it's been very, very, very interesting. I have the mentality of, keep what works for you, discard what doesn't. But there are two things that are really, like, for me, I'll just block the person. One, anything that pushes like religion and the Bible and that kind of talk. Like, I'm not a religious person. I believe in my God and I respect everyone else's religion. I just do not, that's not something that I want. Doesn't help me. And second, any type of patriarchal bullshit. That absolutely. I had a comment the other day that said, I should concentrate on being a wife, a good wife and mother. And it's like, well, that is just not gonna fly with me. That's not the type of person I am. So yeah, that will get immediate blocked. But everything else I really do consider, and if I feel that it was really great, I will write back. And other things I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that's how I roll.
She is basically saying that she will only take an advice that makes her feel good. Again, it's not about being religious or not. It's about following a well-designed structure. Never associate yourself with these free-spirited people that believe in nothing. Now, this is the most important part of the video because there is a great lesson to learn from this story. I want you to remember that this woman divorced her husband who didn't do anything wrong according to her own words. Her ex-husband, who is a very busy man who works internationally, decided to buy a home just 3 minutes away from her so that she can have access to him easily for his kids. But I want you to see how she picks the little things her ex-husband say to come and complain about him on TikTok.
I'm exhausted and defeated, and felt like maybe sharing will make me feel less exhausted and defeated, but not. It's just gonna get me to say whatever I gotta say and put it out there. It's so exhausting. I need a break. I need a break. I need a break. I'm planning to take a trip to Europe for 2 weeks for my 40th birthday in November, and I've talked to H about it, my kid's father, and he was on board. And then yesterday, when the kids were going nuts, he was like, I don't know if, you going to Europe is a good idea. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. And I'm like, motherfucker, I do this shit all the time. I didn't honestly think it would be as hard as it is. And I am not one of those mothers, my child is autistic, but she's gonna have a lot harder than I am. So I'm not complaining at all. There's some, other things to parenting in an autistic child. It's not easy, but it's easier than what it will be for her. But then discovering also my ADHD, it's a clusterfuck. I need a break. And when he said that to me yesterday, and thinking about like, oh my God, am I not gonna get this break? Oh, what do I do? Do I take one with me? But if I take one with me, it's not a vacation. I can't even afford that. The only reason I can go is because I have a free ticket. I'm drained. I'm mentally exhausted, and now I have to flip the switch and start working because at 12 o'clock I have to go pick my son up and then put him down for a nap, make food, and get in as much work as I can for the rest of the day.
I just want to let you know that her ex-husband agreed to stay with the kids at the end. And even when he said, I don't think that you going to Europe is a good idea, I am sure that he was just joking because he had already agreed to take the kids. But did you see how she made a big deal out of that one comment? Fellas, this woman created this TikTok account to specifically complain and trash talk her ex-husband. But every time I read between the lines when she talks trash about her ex-husband, I notice all the efforts her ex-husband is doing to make her life easier for the kids. So I knew that she must have at least one video where she gives props to this exceptional man. Now, while watching this finale clip, I want you to ask yourself this question. If an exceptional man like that can get divorced for absolutely no good reasons, is there any hope left? Let's watch the clip.
I started this TikTok as a way for me to get out all my feelings about getting a divorce and being divorced and, the new relationship with my ex as a co-parent and whatnot. And I've spent a lot of time on here venting about my frustrations with H, my ex. But this is a completely different post because this is one giving him major props. So yesterday I woke up with an excruciating headache at before 5 in the morning. And my son was nursing and it was just all over here. It was a very particular headache. Usually when it's like that, it's because I'm dehydrated. So I was in serious pain. Then I started sweating in bed. And at 5 in the morning, I just had to get up and start hydrating because I was scared. And then my son started screaming and I just felt awful. I think my blood pressure dropped and I felt nauseous and, I was sweating. It was just bad. So finally at 6 o'clock, I go on Instagram to see if H is up and I did see he was active. So I called him. Luckily he lives 3 minutes away by car, and I told him because at that point my daughter was make me breakfast, and I couldn't get up off the couch. I was in excruciating pain. I did not feel well. I was I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. And I am a person with a high threshold tolerance for pain. I had 2 natural childbirths unmedicated. I could not deal with this yesterday. And so I called him and I was like, I'm really not feeling well. I cannot do anything for them. And he's like, I'll be right over. And he came and he saw my face. He was like, Ori, I thought you may have been exaggerating, but he saw how pale I was and he made me a chocolate milk and he's like, drink this, let's bring your blood sugar up, whatnot. And then I went back to bed. I laid down, I closed my eyes, slept for a little bit, and he would just come in. He's like, so what should I prepare? Our son's like, what should I make him for lunch? And I told him, and he made them breakfast. Like, he took care of it, and he had my back. He really did. I felt horrible, and he just came in, he dealt with the kids, he got them dressed, ready for school, daycare, and he took our son to daycare, and it was a huge relief. Like, he really, really was my team player, and I really appreciated his help.
I am really grateful that you've watched this video in it entirely, but I have a small favor to ask you. More than 95% of my viewers are not subscribers, so if you find some value in my content, your subscription would really mean a lot to me so that we can keep pushing this content to more men that need it. Thank you very much for watching. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Peace.